Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's new episode of X Vlog Live. I'm your host, Mr. BoomStick XL, and holy crap, what a way to start Thursday. Breaking news left, right, and center, and we're going to cover it all on today's new episode. As you can see, I am solo. I would imagine for the next few seconds or so. C Money should be joining me shortly, but as we get there, folks, I had written a show, I had sent it off, I was ready to rock and roll this morning, and then I get up and it's just one breaking news story after another. So what are we going to be talking about? Well, for to be quite frank and to the point, there is not going to be a new Game Pass tier for Black Ops 6. That has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, from Eurogamer, and they got that. I'll give you all the information there. We also have, hey, there is C Money, 84 on the scene. C Money, what's up, brother? How you feeling?
Chilling, man. How you doing, bro?
I am doing AO fine. We got breaking news. Again, I was telling the chat, left, right, and center. It's time to get excited because not only do we have Black Ops in Xbox Game Pass, we have it confirmed through Eurogamer, which, of course, I will read the story verbatim on the it not getting an additional tier for the fact that a game this big is getting into the service. You will be paying your $16.99.
Was that another thing? Did people now start to say, yeah, it's going to Game Pass, but it's about to go up? Is that really what people were saying? God damn.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, someone actually said something pretty snarky to Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox support responded by saying, "Are you okay?" That was pretty boss.
That was pretty much them saying, show me where they touched you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
pretty much. Show me on the doll where the scary man or woman touched you. It's
no. Show me on the pony. Show the picture. Show me on the pony where they touched you. Okay.
Moly. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, we're gonna get into that, but you know something? Before we even get there, folks, today is Sony PlayStation's State of Play. There has been some thoughts, some theories as to what they were going to show. Fuzzy Belvedere seemed to be almost right on mark. He actually, I was listening to a Mavcast, Mav from Fun Speculation did one last night. Listened to it this morning. It was really good. And he had shown a tweet from Fuzzy Belvedere on the 20th. Well, we're now on the 30th, and well, he was spot on. So, okay, so I have it in front of me, folks. This is what I expected, to be quite honest with you. I didn't expect anything major from this because Sony doesn't have anything major to show. They just don't. And why is that? Well, I don't know, because I'm not in their books. I'm not in their building. I don't know why they have fallen this far and no one's talking about it. But you know what? That's fine. See, Money, I want to go immediately into this leak. Now, this comes the way of Insider Gaming. I have the slide or the picture in front of me. Shout out to King Webb, who's not only probably in the chat, but who DM'd me with this. This is the entire slate of what is going to be shown at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this afternoon. So it says there, this is the list of games, ladies and gentlemen, where wind meets, or where winds meet. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we saw that.
The remake to
I think that's the one with
Dawn.
that big ass dog, or that big ass white dog looking thing.
I honestly, I'm not even sure. I'm like I said, I'm just gonna read verbatim. We're getting a remake, C Money, of Until Dawn. Now, Until Dawn, still
I thought they already announced that.
They did. They did.
Oh, they're going to show it to us. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to show us what it looks like. There's no doubt about it that it's still one of the best looking PS4 games. Phenomenal game from start to finish. Will not be buying that for full boat. If that is a $20, I will then rebuy it for the PS5, maybe during Black Friday, or I'm not going to spend full boat on that. The Astrobot sequel. Now, this I'm intrigued. I absolutely loved the first one. Will buy this one. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a $70 game because that's what Sony does. But to be fair, I did platinum the first one. I love platformers, as you guys and gals know, so I'll be buying that.
That's my only platinum
Yeah,
ever
I have,
in the
I have,
history of
I have
time is
like
the one
4 or
that came with
5.
the PlayStation 5 is Astrobot. But I tell you right now, I promise you with all my soul, there's no way I'm buying that fucking game. I don't care how good it is.
I get,
No
I
desire.
again, it's for a lot of people are not going to buy it. I'm a platform guy, so I'm definitely buying it. Monster Hunter Wilds, which is the sequel to the Monster Hunter that took over the world for both the Xbox and the PlayStation. This is the sequel. This is coming 2025. This is going to be a big game. This is a nice addition to this state of play, but it is
Third
a
party though.
multi-plat. Yeah, it's a third-party game. This one I called yesterday. This is not a surprise at all, considering how well Ghost of Tsushima is doing for PC. God of War Ragnarok PC will be announced according to this slide. Concord is going to have a gameplay trailer based on this. We're also getting an Aliens VR. Now, I'm not going to front. I love Aliens, one of my favorite films of all time. That is pretty dope. I know if Jada Destroyer is listening and he's in the chat, he is probably freaking out because not only does he love VR, but he's a big Aliens dude like me. I'm not saying that I'm going to buy a PlayStation VR 2.0. Nope, I'm not buying it for one game. I will wait until that thing is on discount, and I mean like major discount. Then I will potentially consider buying one.
I got one. You can
what's
wait.
that?
I have one. You can wait.
And
No
you
rush.
haven't been using it, so yeah, there's
No.
that. So this is the second half of the showcase, part of the 14 games that were announced a couple of days ago. Marvel Rivals, a console port announcement. That's a multiplat. The new Five Nights at Freddy's game. That's a multiplat. There's going to be a new Dynasty Warriors shown. That doesn't really do anything for me personally. I liked the other ones, didn't love them. So again, it's fine. Another multiplat. Path of Exile 2. I don't know.
Oh, that one. That's a good game.
Okay, and that's
That
See, again, that's
like a
be
Diablo type game.
Yes, it is. I don't think that's exclusive. That's probably a multiplat, but I don't know for sure.
No, it was already announced as well.
It was announced. Okay, so there you go.
They're just showing it.
So you also have the Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team. Now, this is the second time we are seeing this game. The first time
that's going to be in the show.
Yes, it's going to be a part of
this. They're doing it right after. At 7:00 Eastern, Bloober is doing a 42-minute presentation.
Yeah, they're probably going to go a little bit further. Yeah, but it's again, according to the slide, folks, this is what it's saying. They're going to show it off.
Probably like a teaser. Hey, watch this after the show.
More than likely. You also have Phantom Blade Zero, which I don't know what it is. And you also have a new game from the Middle East. I'm very interested to see what studio that is because there's talent all over the world.
Well, that's what they announced. That's what they showed us at the business event. That they have a India reach something about reaching out and getting new talent out there. So either it might be a new studio that they purchased or created, or they're just partnering with the studio out there, and that's dope. Like stuff like that. I think that's cool. Go out to these places that have people making games, but they don't get seen as much, right? So as much as I don't care for PlayStation, for them, if they're gonna put like a little known studio out there and kind of push something for them, like that's dope.
Again, there's talent all over the world. Everyone has the potential to make a game and something that's potentially could be memorable. If Sony is taking a chance on this team, it's probably something special. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. But you know what? Let's get into it because this is happening today. It is leaked many hours, 6 hours before it's supposed to happen. Am I disappointed? Not really, because this is kind of what I expected. There are a couple of gems there. Most of the ones that I care about are third party. The one that I really was interested in that is going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I don't know for how long or whether or not that's permanent. That's the Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team. The issue, though, is that when that game was first shown, it didn't show off really well.
It was
I
horrible. You were
don't
being nice, bro.
know how much they have been able to fix it. A lot of people don't have that much faith in Bloober Team. I like them. I like a
I
lot of their
like Bloober Team.
games.
I was on team, buy Bloober when they were rocking with Xbox for so long. I think that they're a team that could be good if they were, you know, I would say given some space to breathe without stressing about
Well,
what
you
their
need
next game
funding,
is.
you need space,
Yep.
you need
It
time.
changes it changes
Yeah,
it thing. It
yeah.
changes the way you do things. But yeah.
Well, you know what's see, let's get your hot take on this. Again, the show was the show. This is what I personally expected. I'm interested to get your hot take on it. To be quite fair, I'll put it to this way, I'm very interested to see what this show is going to do up against the behemoth that is going to be the Xbox games showcase in about a week and some change.
This show
That
is gonna
is
be
where
forgotten.
yeah, well, it's going to be forgotten, but that's where the rubber's going to hit the road, see money, because
Yeah.
if this is what look, we always base our opinions on what was the last thing you did for me, right? Like that's pretty much like anyone that's working, your boss will always come up to you no matter what you did. It could be the greatest business move since sliced bread. And the minute that's passed, they're gonna like, what have you done for me lately? Well, what's
Facts.
gonna happen here, see money, is PlayStation fans are asking, hey, what has PlayStation done for us lately? Hasn't been much of nothing, to be honest with you. And this is the show they're getting. And in a week and some
Yep.
change, the Xbox Game Showcase is happening Sunday, June 9th, which is expected to be the year of dreams for Xbox. If that comes to fruition, this is going to be a really, really even worse showing than what it is currently. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously Xbox's show, there's just no denying how crazy that show is gonna be, right? Like, there's just so much to see. It's just what's gonna happen, right? So this show is going to pale in comparison. I have this is probably the reason why they said let's do a state of play instead of doing a showcase, so that the ponies can still say, "Oh no, no, that wasn't our showcase, bud. This is just this is just a stopgap. We just got a little update, but we got our big showcase coming and it's gonna be amazing, right? Like what's funny. This is the thing. It's funny how the roles have reversed, right? Where I recall not too long ago, PlayStation people come into us saying, "Oh, it's always next show. It's always next year. It's always next time." Well, for us, right here is right now, baby. It's happened. We're here. There's no more next time. It's now and always. Whereas, unfortunately, for the ponies, what it looks like is that they are now the ones who are constantly saying, "Oh, this is not the showcase. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna get the next showcase. I'm telling you, that was gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. They're gonna show us everything there. Oh yeah." Like this is where the coping comes into play. But like as far as what they're gonna show at the show, look, it's obviously we knew state of plays are always multi-plat. You're always gonna have a bunch of games that are coming to both. You're gonna get a few games that are exclusive. As far as like what I would be, you know, thinking about for like, oh my god, what is it? Concord is probably the only thing that I'm like want to see what it is, see what the hamburger jiggle simulation turned into. You know what I'm saying? I know they put all their money into making sure that hamburger can jiggle. So I wanted that is the only one that I'm really like, okay, what is this thing? And the crazy part is that you can see pretty quickly if it's going to be something that might be a little special, might have a chance to stand out, or if it's just going to be another shooter lost in a field of shooters, right? Plus, remember it's going to be going day and date. Herman Hulse dropped the bomb on them, letting them know.
Yeah, we're gonna back end this conversation with that because I want to get your hot take on that. There are a lot of people
Oh,
that
okay.
are cheering in the streets that they are not putting day and date first party games single player. And there are a lot of people saying like, what? What are we doing here when you consider what you're asking? Because I don't know if you got a chance to see Paul Tassi, Tom
Yep.
Warren. They were clowning PlayStation for
Yeah.
this, as they
Yeah. They
should, because
finally.
I think it's a bad move. But we'll get to
Well,
it.
it's a stupid move and
Yeah.
it's a dumbass take. But what they're doing is this, and I mean, I don't know. We can hold off on it and wait until we talk about it. But they're just softening the blow, right? They know the ponies are devastated, right? So instead of doing one time where it might lead to ponies jumping out windows and shit, right? Like they're breaking it up, right? So like smoothing them into it so that they can find their coping mechanism for the next beat, right? Like they have to get past this first part where they're saying it's going day and date for all their live service games, right? Which is including Concord, right? So they have to get past that, right? And be able to accept that. Then when they continue to see their PlayStation single player games do dog shit, then the phase 2 will commence and they'll start saying, well, we're going to release them day and date a little sooner than years, okay? And then it's just a process, right? We got nothing but time, right? It's all gonna come to fruition. It's just what it is.
But you know what? Ultimately, what is your feel? Again, this is a leak. This is
Yep.
I how you take the leak from insider gaming is entirely up to you. Like I like to say, your mileage may vary.
Well, if it was
But
Xbox, we'd be talking a whole different thing. I'll be pissed. Okay.
well, a
Like
lot
I'll
of
be
people would
mad
be,
that it
and
leaked.
that's the difference because
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of people saying, "Oh, it was a good show." Well, considering that you haven't had a real banger show in like years,
Yes.
this is not what people are expecting. I don't think you could be you're going to be at that PlayStation player walk away from this show and be like, "Man, that was a banger of a show. Thank goodness for that." That's not for me. I'm going to already grade it based on the document. If this is the show, then it is a 6, and that is about it. I don't expect
I mean,
Bloober Team's Silent Hill to look any better than it originally showed.
no.
Maybe a pinch better. I don't expect much. Do I want to buy the game? Yes. Silent Hill 2 is one of my favorite in the series. I'm a survival horror guy. I'm probably going day and date with that for me. That's for me.
Is that the one with when he has his daughter
I believe
in
that's the
there?
one.
And
Yes.
then
I think it's one
okay,
that they
and then the
remade.
ending
Yes.
is that like, oh snap, crazy moment. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the only
look,
one I beat. That's the only one I beat.
I mean,
Silent Hill
listen.
2.
I like Bloober Team. I agree with C Money. I think that if they had more time, more money, more support, they
Security,
would
I
be
would
able
say,
to
a little more
put something
security.
out there special. They're a
Yeah.
small team, folks. They're small,
Yep.
but for me, it's a 6. What grade would you personally give if this, in fact, is the entire 30-minute show?
I would say it would be between a 6 or a 7 depending on how they show.
Okay,
So,
that's
just
fair.
by name alone, 6. If some of this stuff actually turns out to look really good, 7. Because even if it looks really good, these are not things that I'm super interested in for me personally. So it's not gonna be a game changer for me. But some of the stuff, like if Astrobot shows really well, like, oh man, wow, look, they made a big jump from being a launch title to, you know, 3 years or 4 years in it. This looks really nice. Um, then, maybe that will help boost it. Concord, if Concord shows really well, even if it's gonna be like a generic game, right? Like if it's just gonna be another one of those games that come out to die, if it shows really well, like if it graphically looks really nice, if it looks like mechanics look clean and looks like it's going to be fun to play. Again, even though it's going to come and go, that would be a nice boost for the show itself, right?
Right.
So it really just going to depend on how this stuff shows. You know, if it shows really well, it could be a 7. Maybe if it shows like fantastic, like, oh damn, this is what they did. Like, you know, I doubt it heavily, but just, you know, if they start coming out with some Ninja Theory level of things that looked crazy, right? Not saying that's even a possibility, but I'm just leaving the wiggle room where that is where my number can go up. Like, oh shit, that looked crazy, or that looked really good. But I would say 6, 7, depending on how it shows, is pretty much where I would be.
I mean, that's a fair score. I think, and again, this is the other thing that we haven't taken into account. Supposedly, see money. At the end of the year, there's going to be a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Are they going to show that?
I don't think so. Not, at least not here. There's a report from 2 days ago from WCCF Tech where there's supposed to be, quote unquote, a September showcase for PlayStation. Now that makes sense, because obviously,
but it's funny how it just breaks. They have the news when the state of play gets announced, right? So if the state of play is not announced, they're not going to say anything because they thought that this was going to be a showcase, right? But now that this is not a showcase, it's the state of play. They're like, oh wait, hold on, we got news.
we got one
out of nowhere right now.
Well, that's where, you know, you said Astrobot. That might be a launch title, a pack-in for the PlayStation 5 Pro, just like the PlayStation 5 had its own Astrobot. So that's possible.
It'll be the second best-selling Astrobot ever.
I mean, they'll use smoke and mirrors with, you know, how many PlayStation 5 Pros that they sell, if they sell that many. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if this thing is $600. If they're struggling to sell PS5s and they've already downgraded what their next forecast, which I believe is 18 million. Are they going to sell a lot of Pros? Probably not. Not at $600 for sure. And if it's higher than that, good luck, Charlie Brown. I don't know.
No.
So for me, it's a 6. For C Money, it's a 6 or a 7, depending on where they show. And again, this is just speculation based on a graphic that was put out there by, let me just make sure I get it correct, Insider Gaming. There's no attachment to the name, but that's obviously Tom Henderson's website. So listen, we'll know in a couple of hours. It's 12:22 now. We'll know by 6 p.m. And then obviously by 6:30 for sure, because that's when the show is going to end. Yeah. It's a 30-minute show. It's 14 games. And some are interesting. Marvel Rivals.
It could. Depends on how it looks. But again, they're multi-plat too. So that's why you get the little bump. If they show something good, it's coming for us. It's like, all right, dope.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see. We're gonna stream it, you know, when it goes live. So we'll check it out. We'll see. We'll see what they do, you know.
Indeed. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the next topic and the second part of the breaking news for today. Now, again, shout out to Hazardor Gaming, who actually put this out there. He actually supplied the link. Hazardor Gaming is on Twitter. You should follow him. He's a phenomenal, I don't want to say he's a leaker, but he's definitely someone that puts out great pieces of gaming news.
He's a gatherer of information.
Gatherer of information, indeed. Well, the information that we're talking about and what has been the talk of the town, C Money, in the last couple of weeks is whether or not Black Ops 6 was going to be in Game Pass. Well, that was confirmed last week. And since then, which has only been about, 5 days, everyone has become analysts. Everyone has out there on the socials, worrying for the state of Microsoft, which is a $3 trillion company, worrying about whether or not this was going to tank Game Pass moving forward. And on top of that rhetoric was the fact that, they're going to raise the price with another tier. It's going to be a $25 tier because, Black Ops 6 is going in there. Well, thanks to Eurogamer.com, we have a story by Victoria Kennedy. It was posted and published today. Lead title says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 won't be locked behind a new Xbox Game Pass tier. Now, according to the story, which I'm going to read verbatim, says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will be available across all Game Pass tiers, Microsoft has confirmed. Upon launch, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will be playable on Xbox and PC for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Game Pass for console members. A Microsoft spokesperson has told Eurogamer earlier today. The company initially confirmed Call of Duty Black Ops 6 would be coming to Xbox Game Pass day one earlier this week after the information leaked ahead of schedule. At this time, however, some wondered if Microsoft may use the game's debut to change Game Pass pricing or tier structure in some form or fashion. And of course, obviously, based on the information that was provided by a Microsoft employee, well, see, money, that in fact is not the case. This is big news. It's a big news because it shuts down a lot of the negative narratives that have been coming out from here, there, and everywhere. I mean, like
Facts.
I said a few minutes ago, everyone has become an analyst. Everyone is dictating how many new subscribers they have to have, or they're going to lose this much money. Call of Duty is going to sell. Last year's Call of Duty, according to IGN, was a 3. But you know what it did? It was the number one selling game in November, and it came in number 2, right under Hogwarts, as one of the best selling games. As a matter of fact, they moved 21.2 million copies from November through December 31st.
Oh,
That
it's still
is
number 2 right now for the year.
so there you go. This is this is
Like
this is going to sell.
like,
And
don't get it twisted, guys.
yeah, yeah. Don't
Call of
get it
Duty
twisted
moves.
because it is a
Call
big
of
deal.
Duty
But let's
moves.
get your hot take on this because obviously you've seen some rhetoric out there about how this was going to tank Xbox. This was going to tank Xbox Game Pass. There was definitely
Dude,
going to be a price increase. All of that has been thrown to the side. Let's talk about it.
I promise you, the only reason this all exists, okay? I tell you right now, the only reason any of this rhetoric exists is because they know that they can get under a bunch of Xbox fans' skins and make them start believing the shit and start talking against Xbox on their own shows and doing all that. This is why they do it, okay? Because they know that it's nonsense. They know it's nonsense. It makes no sense, right? Call of Duty is a behemoth. It existed in Activision before Microsoft purchased them. Microsoft paid in cash for them. This was not a a credit buy like Sony did with Bungie, right? This was cash. They didn't buy this saying to themselves, "Man, you know what? We're really going to screw the pooch here and put this in Game Pass and we're just going to lose out." No. The first thing that we one of the first things is Microsoft signed a deal with Nintendo. Understand, they have a 10-year deal. Call of Duty has not been on Nintendo for a little while now, okay? And especially not in a big way. I think the last one was on the Wii U. So, and I think it was only like one. I don't know if they got multiple, but they got one of the games on the Wii U, and then that's it. At the end of the day, it's it's gonna be opened up to a huge market. Remember, Wii U had 14 million max consoles out there, right? So you're opening up to a huge market that's gonna now be able to take the place of anyone who goes on Game Pass versus purchasing it. But again, all you're doing is understanding a little different way that the money's gonna work though, right? See, before when the game sold on Xbox, right? Activision took a cut, Microsoft took a cut, right? So Activision, their money was based off the cut that they got, not the whole thing because they had to pay micro or they had to, let Microsoft keep however much they kept, which was I believe 20%, right? Now you're going to be keeping all of that money, right? All of it stays in Microsoft's camp, right? So that makes up for the bump of how many people are going to be doing it on Game Pass. But also keep this in mind, and let's be clear. We're in a whole new world of Call of Duty, fam. All right. Call of Duty is not just buy the game and that's it. That's the money they made. No. All this is going to allow or for the people in Game Pass to spend even more money on microtransactions for the game. They're going to want skins, they're going to want guns, they're going to want all this stuff. And that's what they're going to do. They're still going to make their money. But these people who are out there trying to spread this false narrative and try to sound like they're really smart and write like long dissertations on Twitter as if they're some type of person that we give a flying F about, right? And they think that somebody's going to read all that. Like, how stupid are you, right? You think you're so smart, but how stupid are you, right? Like, if you were smart, you wouldn't waste your time writing that, right? Like, if you're as smart as you claim you are in the world we live in today, you know, no one's going to read that outside of people who are just like you. And at that point, you're just talking to yourself, right? So why even bother? You know what I'm saying? So this is just the way they are. At the end of the day, we already knew this was happening. No one ever said it was going to go up in price. Matter of fact, if they paid attention, right? If they paid attention, again, these are genius people, right? They're so smart. If they paid attention during the trial, they remember that one of the things that was against Microsoft was the idea that if they got Call of Duty, that they would raise the price of Game Pass substantially to take advantage of that. Now, if we recall, before the deal closed, what happened? They raised the price of Game Pass, right? They already did their bump. The bump happened. Okay. We already got more money coming in for Game Pass. We were never going to raise it after it came out, at least no time soon, right? Obviously, sometime in the future, it will happen, just like every service does. But they're still within a year from when this deal closed with the FTC and the CMA, who were all hounding them. The FTC trial is technically still out there, right? Like that hasn't been officially 100% done and closed, right? So, even though I think if I remember what Hogue Law said that technically in the United States it doesn't ever really close. Like they could just do it. They could always kind of try to reopen it or come at you. So look, for all intents and purposes, they're not going to do something stupid. We knew this. And again, when Sarah said it, Matt Booty said it, Phil said it back in February, they confirmed it. But if you look back, they confirmed that shit during the trial. This is the whole point. They were saying that it's going into Game Pass is going to reach more people than ever. Like, again, why do we sit here and listen to these clowns and listen to the clowns who propagate the clowns? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're co-signing the
clowns, I like that. That's pretty interesting.
Take a look at. It's fitting, right? We just got Killer Clowns released this week. If you haven't played it, go check it out. It's a great game. But it's like they wrote a documentary on all the ponies and the people who support supposedly Xbox, who follow the same trends as those people, and say, yeah, you know what? I do doubt everything that Microsoft does. Well, here you go. Look, I don't know. It's just so. How embarrassed do you have to be that you have to act like you know stuff, right? That you're an intelligent person, right? This is what you do. You act like you're an intelligent person. You act like you know stuff. You act like you have, strong critical thinking skills, but you have to be spoken to like a effing 5-year-old, like you're in kindergarten, and told things multiple times so you can understand when things are said to you. This was confirmed a long time ago. Okay, this is the facts. You needing to constantly hope that something's going to be different, or put out bad news, or try to farm engagement on your socials and on YouTube so that people can click because it's a bad headline. So, oh man, let's go look, right? Come on, man. This is bullshit. All right, it's bullshit. They always spread this narrative. At what point are we going to stop listening to them and start listening to the people who actually make these decisions when they're here talking to us? It's not like PlayStation, right? You don't know shit forever, right? And you constantly live in wondering what's going to happen. Am I going to get a show? Are we going to get games this year? Who knows, right? Who knows? But Microsoft, they're out here. They're verbal. They come out front and center. They have podcasts. They have you know, these meetings, the interviews where they're coming out and they're telling you what's gonna happen. And instead of listening to them, we turn around and we listen to the ponies and the people who are on Xbox who want to push that idea and take that as gospel. Come on, man. Let's grow up. Let's learn how to engage with the people who actually have the words that are correct, right? The actual words that mean something. They're the people who are putting it into play. They're the ones who are choosing to put in the Game Pass. They're telling you it's going in the Game Pass. Stop fighting it, bro. Stop fighting it, dog. Some bitch ass shit, man. Sorry, I tried not to curse for a long time. All right, I had to let that last one.
It's fine. It's fine. Look, it's shocking to me that we see these narratives, and when it's unbelievable how quickly the narratives change. Like the push for Xbox to simply go away since the ABK thing closed, C Money is just unbelievable. And I said this before, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear me repeat myself. It does not matter what they put out. There, Black Ops 6 could be the greatest Call of Duty in the history of the franchise, and somehow or another, there's going to be some downplaying, some asterisk putting next to this game. It's going to be downgraded because it's in Game Pass. It's going to be downgraded because Microsoft now owns Call of Duty. There's going to be something. For the remainder of the year, just watch. Sit back. Don't say anything. Just sit back with your arms crossed and just watch the show. Because, again, just kind of looking back to the last topic, if the state of play is what it is, and this leak is legitimately the show, it's a 6. It is not what diehard PlayStation fans were looking for. You're getting a remake of Until Dawn. Great game. You don't need a remake, but fine. God of War Ragnarok going to PC. Expected. Fine. There's nothing there that is really jumping off the page that makes you. Now, again, I could be wrong about Concord. Maybe that's as good as X Defiant. Maybe it's as good as Helldivers 2. I personally don't think so. I think it's going to come and it's going to go like Soap Stars. It's going to be out. They're going to put some money into it. People are not going to play it because you're going up against Call of Duty. You're going up against X Defiant, which is really have taken off. And of course, you still have PUBG and Apex Legends and Warzone out there doing its thing. This is just not going to hit. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll be the first one to admit it. But see, Money, you know what I want to do?
Yeah, man.
We still have about 25 minutes left of the show, and I want to talk about a topic that involves Call of Duty Black Ops 6, because this one I pulled from charlieintel.com. Now, Charlie Intel is a Twitter account that has thousands upon thousands of followers. They are the source when it comes to Call of Duty. They have been, and they probably always will be. Well, I went to their website, and this story kind of stuck with me a bit. And I'm going to read it verbatim, folks. It says, Call of Duty players divided as Black Ops 6 arrives on Xbox Game Pass at launch. This was published 2 days ago. It was written by Nathan Warby. And this is what it has to say. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has been revealed, and we finally have an official confirmation that it will arrive on Xbox Game Pass at launch. However, the news has left the community divided as PlayStation owners feel that they are being shortchanged. Check this out. After months of rumors and speculation, Call of Duty 2024 has been announced as Black Ops 6, the latest entry in the series to be developed by Treyarch. Although the first real deep dive will come at the Xbox showcase on June 9th, a handful of details have already been confirmed, including the long-running rumor of the Gulf War setting. On May 28th, The game's live action trailer also confirmed that Black Ops 6 will arrive day one on Xbox Game Pass, following Microsoft's well documented takeover of Activision Blizzard. This will mark the first time that a Call of Duty title has launched on the service, meaning subscribers on Xbox and PC won't need to pay the full $70 to hop in. This is where it gets good, see money. However, the announcement has proved to be a divisive one, with many Call of Duty players welcoming the news, obviously Xbox Game Pass subscribers, while others have criticized the decision. Check this out. As you'd expect, Xbox players were excited to hear that Black Ops 6 will arrive as part of their Game Pass membership. Responding to Charlie Intel's post confirming the announcement, some even claim that they will give the game a try despite not usually playing the Call of Duty titles. But this is where the rubber hits the road, because there are people in the PlayStation community that A, are admitting that they feel shortchanged, and B, find that this game going into Xbox Game Pass see money is somehow unfair to PlayStation gamers. I don't know. Maybe you should ask for better from your service that you're paying $18 and change a month for no day-and-day games through PlayStation Plus. I don't know what to tell you. Or, if you're one of these amazing PlayStation gamers that have this, that are loaded, that have these, $35 and $4,500 rigs with 4090s and all the bells and whistles, well, you can join Game Pass, and well, there you go. But if you don't have that loot, and I get it because a lot of people don't, I certainly don't, you can go get probably this fall a Series S for $200 and a card for give you 30 days worth of Game Pass for Call of Duty, and you're going to be a winner chicken dinner. Let's talk about this for a second, C Money, because I find it hilarious that people are actually upset over the game. Like, what is the deal? I mean, aren't we all consumers at our core? How could you be mad at Xbox for putting this into a service and PlayStation not doing it? That's PlayStation's problem. Maybe you should buy an Xbox. Let's talk about it.
So this is them being humbled by Xbox because they are being put in a position that they never thought they would be in, especially with Daddy PlayStation, right? Because they love their PlayStation, right? So Xbox owns Call of Duty. These people, they're going to be forced into understanding that, because this is something that is not, precedented, right? This has never happened before. It's never gone in to a subscription service. So, they're used to living the high life with Call of Duty, right? Like, they have exclusive skins, exclusive modes, exclusive, maps, whatever the hell. They get exclusive stuff all the time that typically is held away from Xbox for, a good amount of time on most cases. Maybe lately they moved away from doing some of that stuff, but for a long time they were definitely getting a whole bunch of stuff that was exclusive to them. Just like 360 got them many years ago, right? And now the benefit of Call of Duty is not going to the PlayStation fan base, is going to the Xbox fan base because Xbox owns Call of Duty. Again, this is all easy stuff to understand, but they don't comprehend this because they feel entitled. They think that it should be on their service, but PlayStation won't even put their own games on their service, let alone pay for what it's going to cost for Call of Duty to go into their service, right? Not to mention that, we know that PlayStation is a Call of Duty is their lifeline, right? Like, we know how much they rely on the sales of Call of Duty, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're jealous that it's not on their service. They are being hypocritical because they've had exclusive stuff away from Xbox. We're not even getting exclusive stuff. We're just getting the game in Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? So you were
I mean, there
already
might be some
buying the game.
perks that we're not sure. Like, for instance, there
Well,
might be, again, this is speculation, but there could be
yeah,
some sort of not saying that it's something that's exclusive,
yeah, it
because
wouldn't be
remember that was a
exclusive.
part that, right? It
Yeah,
wouldn't be exclusive, but it might be a weapon skin. It might be a character
yeah,
skin
and you
that
might have
you
to
on
have one of those
PlayStation would have.
services to get them.
Yes,
So,
exactly. Yes.
um, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, you know, ponies being ponies, man. Like, this is what it is. This is just what it is. It's not unexpected. This is how they roll. They think the world revolves around them. Okay. And just because a few, you know, quote unquote Xbox dudes revolve around them, they get it confused. It's not the world. Okay. There's only a few people you can trick into thinking that what you're saying is worthwhile.
So the Earth is not flat, is what you're telling me, sir.
The earth is not
I am
flat, fam.
devastated. I am going to go
It
write
is
an
not
email
flat.
right now.
That's right, man. We don't follow these people. We don't deal with their nonsense. They live in their own little bubble of stupidity. And listen, you can either avoid that bubble and just move on with your life and make your own intelligent thoughts, or you can sit there and be bamboozled by these people to make you feel like what you're getting is not expected because Xbox owns it. This is why Xbox did this, right? They were on top of everything else, right? Let's be clear. Obviously, we know mobile, we know PC, but Game Pass is the next thing that is so important to them, right? We know this. Dude, they make stupid money every month from Game Pass. Like, understand, it's ridiculous. And this is just going to go ahead and keep that momentum going. I believe, remember, Starfield dropped, and that was the biggest single day of Game
Yes.
Pass signups ever.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, I would not be shocked if this surpasses that day. I think when Call of Duty
10
drops
times
into
over,
Game
brother.
Pass, I think
10
that there's gonna be a
times
huge,
over.
huge
Yeah.
surge. It's a big difference, man. It's a big difference. So, you know, especially, I mean, listen, you might not be, a lot of those people might be just for a month, might be just for a couple months so that they can get their fix of Call of Duty and move on. You don't know, but either way, it still all adds up to Xbox, and it's gonna be huge, man. I think it's gonna be a big deal, and they're correct in doing what we knew they were gonna do, what they told us they were gonna do by putting in a Game Pass. And this is just our way forward, man. We're a part of, like, this is what's so weird. This is like the only world that you could live in, right? This in this land between ponies and Xbox people, right? This is the only place that you can be part of the bigger team, the team that makes more money, that does more, and be considered a loser. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't add up. Any other industry in the world, if you're a part of the biggest, the people with the most money, right? You're
Yep.
part of the bigger company, right? Every industry has them. You're playing for the big team, right? It's just what it is. I'm sorry, but PlayStation, you're not the big team. You never were. Okay. But in the age of measuring your success through consoles, you were the big one. But even then, you're not the biggest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have that, like, the Napoleon complex, you know what I'm saying? Because they're technically smaller than Nintendo, right? But they feel like they're bigger. So they get on their books, you know, they stack a couple boxes up and they get up there and they're like, yeah, we're big,
They're
right?
standing on their crates, is what you're saying,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, basically, while Xbox been standing toe to toe with them this whole time, but just standing from the floor, right? But now what this does is Xbox just kicks the box from under them. You know what I'm saying? Now they're back falling down. They're looking back up to Xbox like, no, why? This is not the way it was supposed to be. Well, it's the way
Well,
it is,
listen,
fam.
you know what? Again, it is what it is. Big bank by little bank, as they say.
Always.
And well, that's what happened here. Listen, I
Tell
just
me a
want to.
story where it's the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Show me where the
You
little
don't
bank
really
fought the
get
big
many
bank.
stories like that. Little bank does never buys big bank. That's a fact. But listen, we got some super chats. I gotta catch up with. But before I
Do it.
get to those, see money, I just want to read you some more quotes from the article. These are fans of Xbox responding positively to the news. "Oh shit, this will be the first Call of Duty I've played since 2019," said one reply. While another said, "This is a huge win. I'm not gonna lie." Now, others also mentioned that this move lets them test out Black Ops 6 without committing to a full purchase. One person said, "So happy I don't have to pay full price anymore for Call of Duty. If it's trash, at least it was free on Game Pass." Now, this is a Treyarch developed game. It is not going to be trash. It is going to be tip of the spear. But it goes on to say, however, those on PlayStation were less positive about the decision to launch onto Xbox Game Pass, arguing, see money, that not only is it unfair that players on one platform can hop in for no extra cost. One person said, "So why am I paying $90+ for a game they get on a monthly subscription?" asked an angry PlayStation owner before another replied, "What a horrible day to own a PS5." Wow. And it goes on to
Casuals,
say,
bro. Casuals, they're
yes,
exposing, they're letting you know, ponies, you think your numbers are strong, right? Like the ponies on the front line. They're like, yo, we have so many people behind us. Let's go to war, baby. And the problem is when they actually get to the field, they turn around and they realize that all those people, they were never down for the cause. No, they bought the box because that was the popular box to buy. They could give three shits that it's a PlayStation. They're just pissed that they bought the PlayStation only to find out that it was going to be free on Xbox. Is this not what we've been saying?
yeah,
Is this not what we've been talking about? This is the way the world is going to shift. Those casuals are going to see it and they're going to say, this is where we're going. We're going to Xbox. We're not going to go to PlayStation because why? The game I want to play is free over there in their minds. And that's where you're going to get these people who are on PlayStation 4 to come, and instead of going PlayStation 5, they go Xbox because they're going to do just like these people who are crying right now. How come it's not here? How come it's not here? Why am I going to play a game, pay $90 for a game, and they're going to get it free in their monthly subscription service? You know why? People think, oh no, they're not going to play Call of Duty. I'm sorry, pay for Call of Duty and give up their PlayStation. No. They're not going to go to Xbox and subscribe to keep that game going. No. Well, if you think about it, fam, it on PlayStation, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, before paid multiplayer games, not free to play, paid multiplayer games. Um, do they have free online?
no.
Can can you go online for
No,
free on play?
you have to buy
Oh,
minimum $80.
oh.
It's
So
$80. It used to be 60, went up $20. So if you want to play online with your friends, it's
got it.
$79 a year,
So they have
79.99
to
a year.
buy the game and pay for a subscription, is what you're saying.
Correct. Yes.
So if they went to Xbox and they have to keep that every month, right? Every month they have to keep their
Well,
online
they
if
have
they
to
want to
you
play
buy
it.
you can pay monthly or you can buy the year.
Or
The
you
year
pay
is
yearly, but either way,
79.99.
you're either doing
Yeah.
bulk or you're paying monthly, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So these people have to buy the game and have a subscription. It's funny because over on the Xbox side, they would just have the subscription, right? They would just pay for the
Which is
subscription. They don't
currently
have to buy the game.
16.99 a month. Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Plus, they get hundreds of other day and date games.
This is
And
currently someone actually DM'd me. I have the exact count. Currently, right now, there are 512 games in Xbox Game Pass,
512 games.
but they only advertise as
Interesting.
100 games. Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I think that those people, okay, they're gonna take the subscription
Of course
over
they are.
paying and keeping a subscription. All right. Let's just be
Can I
clear.
can I add some caveats, some
Let's do
extra
it.
mustard to this? I mean, no
No
mustard.
mustard.
Sorry, no
No
mustard. Sorry.
mustard. God damn it.
You see what I did
What's
there?
wrong with you?
So, folks, check this out. Why this is a turning point for Xbox as a platform is this. Last week, C-Money, if you remember, there was a report that has confirmed that more than 50% of the current PlayStation fan base is still on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yep.
That's an interesting part, and I'm going to tell you why. When you consider that hardware, not the Pro, but the PlayStation 4 is 11 years old. Okay. People might want to jump. And you know what will make, like, these are normies, these are casual gamers. You know what's going to make them jump to the Xbox potential one, the Series S at $200 is when June 9th happens, and at the Call of Duty show, they say, here is the slate. Call of Duty 1 to present, Game Pass, go. That is going to move freaking mountains. And when you tell people that the Game Pass subscription is $17 a month versus exactly what C Money just said, $80 a year to play on PlayStation. It's going to be $76.43 for the standard copy version of Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare, Black Ops 6. People are going to move, because if you buy the year subscription for $80 and you buy the game without tax, that's $150. For $30 more, you get, or give or take $30 or $40 more, you will get a year worth of online play and hundreds of games, including Black Ops 6 and Xbox Game Pass. And all you have to do is potentially spend, which I believe is going to be a thing, a $200 Series S this fall. It seems like it's going to write its own history.
Facts. I mean, and also remember that we live in a world where things are tight, right? So
Yes.
I promise you that extra $30, $40 is nothing if they could pay that over time, versus they have to come up front with the price of the game, up front with that in order to get that deal, they have to pay up front for that year, right? It's very different for them to say, I'm gonna go spend, $170 to buy this game and have my service for a year from PlayStation, versus saying, remember, we talking $17, but that's Ultimate. You don't need Ultimate to play Call of Duty. Just you don't. It's on the other tier, right? So
Right.
you just get regular Game Pass, which is what, $12.99, 13, 11.99,
A
some shit.
month. I'm not exactly sure what the actual breakdown is. You're talking about, like, for console. For console only might be, I think, $11.99 or $12.99. I
Yeah,
think
so
yeah.
11.99, right? So remember, we're jumping expecting them to have to get Ultimate. They don't need Ultimate. They can pay $11.99 a month and get the game in their service, and that's all they're paying. So you're talking $144. It's cheaper to have the subscription than for them to pay for Call of Duty and a year of the service. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, listen, you're going to see a seismic shift. How big of a shift? How many people are going to move over? We don't know. Obviously, there is something to be said about specifically Call of Duty Black Ops. The brand itself is one of the most popular since Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1 is phenomenal, one of my favorites. They had a misstep where when they did the Black Ops where it's only multiplayer. I didn't buy that one because no. But this is a big deal. This is a very, very big deal. It's in Game Pass. PlayStation gamers not happy about it. If you're not happy about it, you know what you can do? You can buy an Xbox. That's that simple. But let me catch up on these super chats and we'll get everyone out of here. First of all, Raiden Blade, who's been a channel member, wow, man, for freaking 3 years, 36 months, bro. That is crazy generous of you. He says, hey, Boom, Phantom Blade Zero was announced 3 years ago. That fast action dual wielding Raiden knockoff. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it as an Xbox fan gamer. Is that multiplat also? I did not know that.
It might be. Maybe, I mean, we don't know. Maybe they scooped it up, just like they did Stellar Blade. But yes, that's that one that looked impossibly fake. Like, well, no, impossibly. How would you say that? It looked too good to be true. The way the animation was, and it turns out that was just like a really, they made it look like it was gameplay, but it was pre-rendered. but it looked great. I remember that's the one that he's like the battle looked insane. Like it looked if it was real, would look fucking amazing. Like look
Yeah.
like one of the craziest games. But yes, all right. I'm actually excited to see what the update is on
I wouldn't
that.
be surprised if they scooped that up, to be honest with you. Thanks so much for that. And also, real shout out to Raiden Blade, who has gifted a
That's the
Double
homie.
Barrel Gaming membership. Thank you so much for the kind generosity, brother. If you got it from Raiden Blade, please thank him. And we definitely appreciate the support. Adidas 20 once again drops a very generous $5 super chat. He says, get your
Goddamn
popcorn
Adidas.
ready June 9th. Also, add a ginger ale for me, of course, and some mustard for C Money. There you go.
How come he gets the thing he likes? Okay, you're just saying what he likes. He likes ginger ale.
I love ginger ale. I do.
Give him a shot or something where he's like, oh, I don't want a shot, right? God damn, what the fuck? Adidas, the homie. Why?
I don't know, but that's funny.
Fantas
Archer drops a very generous $5 super chat, and Fantas says this. Morning Boom and C Money. Morning to you as well. Regardless of how this Sony list got leaked, I have to think that there's going to be a mission now to leak the entire Xbox list or showcase.
They don't want to leak that show, bro. This is the thing. I can tell you right now, none of these people want to leak that show. Not because of anything other than you're just going to bring the pain earlier when you see the list of bangers that are going to be shown at that show. You're just going to help spread the news.
I have heard that they're keeping everything super close to the vest. That has all. I mean, there's been some speculation of stuff out there. You heard Perfect Dark might be there. We're all assuming that State of Decay 3 is going to show. I mean, I think we as Xbox fans can guess, and I think that we would be close. I have heard, and again, take it with a grain of salt, that they are being incredibly secretive with the list, and it's being only a handful of people know exactly what's going to be at the show. So take that for what it's worth. We haven't really heard anything, and we're a week and a couple of days. So, me personally, I hope nothing leaks, because I want to be surprised. I
won't look at it if it leaks. I'll tell you that much. I have no desire to see.
No, I don't want to know anything. I want to be surprised like everybody else, which is why we don't really cover here leaks on this channel. But
for Xbox, again, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nobody gives a shit about PlayStation.
For Xbox, for the Xbox showcase. There you go. Yes, I'm glad you corrected me. Thank you, sir.
I got you.
Sir Riffs a lot drops a very generous $5 super chat, and he says Jim Ryan in court. PlayStation won't bloody recover or something to that effect.
Facts.
Ponies are trying to use psychological warfare in console wars. I mean, look,
bro. Listen, we can mock it, but it works. Look at Twitter. Look at how these people are out here crying for any little thing that happens.
But look, I just read the story. People on the PlayStation side are calling this unfair. I mean, It's not unfair. They bought the. Listen, they don't got to pay for the milk. They bought the farm, man. That's just the way it works.
Be smarter. That's a lot to ask. They chose PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Well, maybe they'll switch it. They'll do the old switcheroo. Gamer by choice. Oh, this is crazy. See, Money, he's been a channel member for 56
months.
Dude, that is crazy, James. That is probably as long as we're about to make 6 years in November, and we are a few thousand views away from 6 million, which is crazy for a small channel. Of course, when we cross that milestone, I will be making that announcement, because 6 million of anything is huge. 6 million views for a small mom and pop organization known as Double Barrel Gaming is a really, really big deal. And that's thanks to you folks for tuning in and watching the stuff. So thank you so much for that. Highlander 001 drops not one, but two super chats. The first one of $2.
Wait, you didn't read it.
Oh, I didn't read it. I got so enthralled.
Got so pumped about the 56 months, you forgot to read it.
Terrible. I'm old, folks. I'm sorry. Gamer by Choice writes this. C Money, are you asking people to think logically and not to jump to conclusions? That is so cute. LOL. People would rather take information out of context and concern troll because that gets clicks. Yeah, you know what? Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, folks.
Facts.
People who are getting paid to, rile up the masses by typing stupid things on there. That's what they do. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. But Highlander 001 again drops one, not one, but two super chats. The first one of $2. He says, the fact Call of Duty will be in Game Pass is the bonus. Yeah, that's a pretty big bonus, dude. Like, that is a big deal. Highlander 001 drops an additional $5 super chat and goes on to say, my nephew is coming over to play Call of Duty as he is new to Xbox and wants to play the older Call of Duty. He played he only played the last two Call of Duties on PlayStation. He just got an Xbox. That is pretty dope.
Nice.
And I you're going to see a lot of stories like that. People are going to there is going to be such an inherent value, especially if you are a COD player. If that is your bag and you've loved it since inception, being able to play all of these older games. And here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, they don't just they don't pull a PlayStation and slap it on there with old graphics. These things are being worked on, and they're going to get HDR support. They're going to get FPS support. They're going to have all these extra bonus bells and whistles, and they're going to be in the service. It's crazy how big of a deal this actually is. Highlander, thanks so much for the support. Super appreciated, brother. Roshan Impenger drops a very generous $2 super chat. It says, so exclusive guns and maps are okay for PlayStation, but Game Pass isn't.
Exactly.
I mean,
bro.
he's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. How many
Exactly.
times in the last couple of years did PlayStation have exclusive stuff? A lot of it. So yeah, there's that. Great point, Roshan. Super appreciate the generosity. Sir X-Man drops a very generous $2 super chat and says,
Sir X-Man.
Call of Duty will only come to Game Pass Ultimate. Facts.
No, they already announced this, Sir X-Men.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Shit, Sir X-Men.
Sir X-Men,
just said it's coming to every tier, man.
Yeah, actually, that report is literally from Eurogamer. We'll see. Well, again, it's a really big deal. Thanks so much for the generosity, Sir X-Men. Of course, thank you for always being here.
Real quick, I'm watching your game, and I just love how you kept trying to jump from high as hell to parachute to the window, and then you just turn around and there's like a box right there the whole time that you could have used.
I'm trying to find this one over here was a real pain in the ass to find. I found every orange box in the whole game. I got the 50. Nice. I think it was 50 or 70 point achievement for it. Nice. This one was a real this particular map was a real pain in the ass. Warhammer drops a very generous $2 super chat and welcome to the program, Warhammer. He says you don't need to sub to anything to play Call of Duty. No, you don't. But would you rather pay the $76.43 or would you rather just get the game for your $17 a month? I mean,
so hold on. So multiplayer is free on PlayStation?
It is not. No.
So what are you talking about? Yeah, absolutely, you got to pay. Only the free to play Warzone is El Gratis, but the regular
not Black Ops 6. You're gonna have to pay for a subscription to play online, and you got to buy the game if you're not part of it.
Unless there's some news that I heard that PlayStation said, you know what, we're not going to take the subscription money for Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
This one is probably the quote of the year. Oh my God. Rain G4, my man. This is great. He drops a very generous $5 super chat, but that's not what's making me laugh. He says, Xbox gamers drink ginger ale. Ponies drink ginger ale. Oh. That is the freaking quote of the century.
That's hilarious,
dude. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Okay. That's good. Sir X-Man drops a very generous additional $2 super chat and says, people, I know you don't need Game Pass to buy Call of Duty. Yeah, we know, obviously, Sir X-Man. And this one is good. This one's Adidas 20 corrects himself and he says a shot of Dr. Pepper and mustard.
Why? Why?
Adidas
So you hate
22, my
Dr.
brother.
Pepper?
Thank you so much for
So
the.
you hate Dr.
I get
Pepper?
the shot of Dr. Pepper. You get the shot of mustard. Not good. Definitely not good.
Okay, good. So we're equal footing now. Good. We both get something we don't like. God damn it, Adidas.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this week's Xvlog Live. Do not forget that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am currently writing the show for the Breakfast with Boom episode. Next week, there are going to be shows Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wednesday's show is going to be about 90-ish minutes because I'm flying out super early the next day to Cali to obviously be out there for all of the games fest and here, there, and everywhere. I will, once I get to California and I'm settled in, I will let everyone know what I will be doing. I'm probably going to cover. I'm going to have live shows on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Probably after the events. Saturday is the IGN Live. Sunday is the Xbox Showcase. Friday is Games Fest with Keeley. I'm going to everything. And I'm going to have full coverage. As a matter of fact, I think maybe Friday, which would be the Breakfast with Boom. Once we get there, Friday morning, I'm going to be podcasting live with Asante because we're going to meet up. And we're going to actually podcast together in real life, which is going to be awesome for the first time we've ever done that. So nice. As we get closer to the end of next week, I'll give everyone the heads up of exactly what we're doing for the channel. But see, Money, let's sell your brand, brother. You do a great show, not only with the missus and your kids, you have a plethora of different types of shows. Not only do you talk about the latest and greatest, the breaking news, but you also talk to devs. Obviously you show off their wares. Sell the brand. Where can people subscribe to your YouTube channel? And more importantly, follow you, kind sir, on social media.
Yeah, man. First of all, Boom, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Love doing the show. So thank you for having me. Obviously on Twitter or X, it's C Money Forever is right on the screen right there. You can come follow me there. Yeah, so we have our show. It's called On Point for Gamers. And we do 4 to 5 live shows a week, depending on the situation. But we also do our interview show. We do reviews now. We've been getting, which is dope. Our recent reviews, go check them out if you haven't. We did get Hellblade from Xbox, which is dope. We did get Killer Clown from Outer Space, the game from Ilphonic. That was super dope. Go check that out. We did just release today our review of Hypercharge Unbox, which is the toy shooter, which was fire. We got they did supply us with a Xbox code early so we could review the Xbox version of the game. So definitely come check it out, man. We're doing a lot of things. It's fun times. So definitely sub for that. But our live shows are still rocking. We haven't changed that. So on Sunday mornings, we have Morning Quest with Dude Don't See Money. That's 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's a fun show. We try to make all our shows different so that they don't, kind of feel the same. So that's very chat heavy. We spend, we talk about something and then we spend a lot of time talking with the chat about it, and very engaging. Is one of our favorite shows that we do. And then on Tuesdays, we have 1 or 2 shows depending on the time. So we have Her, Him, and the Dev, which where we have developers or publishers on to talk about you know what they're doing or what they've done, the business of it, all that stuff. It's a fun show for sure. So definitely come check it out. This week we were supposed to have Seamus Blackley on Tuesday, but
Nice.
our schedule got mixed up. So, I mean, not mixed up, but something's came up. We had to change it. So we're going to be live today at
Oh, nice,
4
dude.
p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern time. So right before the state of play. Today's going to be crazy for us guys because we have that show. We'll be doing that. Then at 6 p.m. Eastern today, we will be going live for the live reaction of the state of play, and we'll also stay live for whatever Silent Hill 2's show
Ah,
is. So we'll do that, and then at 8 o'clock tonight we are going to have our end of the month block party. We're
mm,
gonna have a bunch of people on the show. It's gonna be dope. We have, Doc Dark coming through. We got Retri. We got Nero. Um, man, I forget. We have Boss Sean.
nice.
We got a bunch of people coming through. It's gonna be a fun show. So definitely come and rock with us there. Um, but that's normally a Wednesday show that we would do, but yesterday we couldn't do anything. That's why we had to mix the show because my daughter has some stuff, so we moved everything to today. And then we have our Friday night show, which is the night shift. Let's talk gaming. We do it at 7 p.m. now Eastern, and that is myself, Doodle, is with Hargeet Shani, the homie, and Demo Flow Gaming. He is part of that show as well. And then we normally have another guest on top of that. So this week we have Ray coming. We're doing our predictions for all the shows for next week. We're doing it tomorrow night. So we're gonna do our prediction show for all the shows next week. So definitely come check us out. And yeah, that's it, man. We have a lot of fun things happening. We appreciate all the support. It means a lot to us. And yeah, come check us out. I've dropped the link in the chat.
In the chat, of
So
course.
we'd love for you to come by, check us out, subscribe, hang out with us. Thanks, Boom.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
bro.
your play.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for being a part of this Thursday show. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for X Vlog Live. A big thank you to all of the incredible super chats and channel membership messages that have come in today. The help is incredibly we feel blessed by how generous the community treats Double Barrel Gaming, which is why we give so much back to the community, because again, it's one hand washes the other, and both hands wash the face, as they say. So we are incredibly grateful for the support, and we will continue to do the big giveaways. And the next one for us, folks, is going to be in September. We're giving away 15 copies of Stalker 2. That is going to
That's
be
wild.
15
Wild.
copies. We're buying at full boat, and if you win, you will have your choice of PC or Xbox. Obviously, it's only being released for those two platforms, and it's our small way of giving back to the dev. Again, they've had it really hard since what happened with the Russian war with Ukraine. The studio was displaced. They lost members of their team to defending the country. It is going to be, when that game finally releases, it's going to be a really big deal for the team. So
I
again,
think it's
it's
gonna be
just
a
our
special
small.
game. I
It is
think it's
going to
gonna
be a
be a
special
special
game.
game.
Yes, it's
I don't
going to.
think we talk about it as much because
No.
we're so focused on the Xbox games that are coming, but it is an exclusive for us. It's a game that they've been working a lot on for a long time, and then through adversity that no one should
Yep.
ever have to go through. So not like they literally, this is literal blood, sweat, and tears that have
Yes.
gone into making this game. So the fact that Boom is going to come out here and gift so many copies away is that is something special. So definitely show up for the homie Boom. Make sure
Thank you, sir.
you do everything you need to subscribe, super chat, do all the fun stuff. He's not hoarding it. All right. He's
No,
out here
no, no,
doing
no,
his
no.
best to share.
Yeah. And again, just being that we're just we have a second or two. FYI, if you didn't know, we do a Christmas special every year. This will be our 6th year in a row that we're doing it. Last year, we upped the ante thanks to Mrs. Boom's suggestion of $1,500 in 2 hours. This year, for the first time ever, we're giving away $2,000, 1,000 per hour, $1,000 per hour in our Christmas with Mr. and Mrs. Boomstick, all digital. And the first half of the prizes are going to go to channel members. If you are a channel member, you get first crack. That's only fair. And we do that. We do these big giveaways because there's nobody giving away $2,000. I'm sorry. I don't care if you have 100,000 subscribers or two. No one I have ever seen has done this, and we're not doing it to throw in anyone's face. This comes the way of Mrs. Boom. She understands how difficult it is for a lot of people. And last year, we got so many messages that like broke us down as people. that won, that used the prizes to give to their families. It was touching. So Mrs. Boom wanted to
Not
up
easy
the
out there,
ante
man.
once again, and we are giving away $2,000. And again, remember, we're not rich, folks. I'm a blue collar guy that's retired. I got a pension, so there's no overtime. But that's where these super chats go, and that's, we tuck them away after Google gets their 30%. And we just want to say a big thank you to everyone that that contributes to these big giveaways, because we couldn't do it without you. And of course, with that said, C Money, I'm going to close out today's show with something that's incredibly important to me. Hopefully one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. He would say this: Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Well, actually, we won't see you next week on the newest X Vlog Live, because I'll be in the air traveling. We'll see you the following week. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you next time. Take care.